Hello and welcome to the Geekatorium. This is a channel where we celebrate all things in the world of geeks. Now that can be movies, TV shows, comic books, video games, whatever it is, we're sure to have an opinion on it. The podcast is hosted by Rick Carranza and myself, Matt Blair, and this week our opinions clashed on Captain America and on The Dark Knight. We talked about how awesome the late Ian Holm was, and also the potential for an Attack the Block sequel. You can find the whole podcast on iTunes and probably other places as well. I mean, you can use Google, I'm not your dad. But what you're about to hear is Rick and I discuss the crazy casting news about Ewan McGregor playing Jiminy Cricket. Now, before we get started, please give this video a like. It really helps us out. And please also check out our Patreon in the description below and find out what perks you can get as a subscriber. We're making more and more content for all of our Patreon people, and we'd love to share it with you all. Now, that's enough from me. Let's listen to the clip. This one came out of nowhere.
I was surprised when you brought this up as well.
It did come from nowhere. Ewan McGregor is to be the voice of Jiminy Cricket in Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio for Netflix.
It's for Netflix.
It's for Netflix, yeah. Guillermo del Toro has been trying to direct a Pinocchio film for years, though.
This is going to be messed up. When I say it's going to be messed up, I don't mean that in a bad way, any way, shape, or form. Like, I think it's going to be brilliant. I think it's going to be mad. I think it's going to be... Is it going to be a kid's film? Probably not. It's not going to be Disney's Pinocchio, like, by any way, shape, or form.
The other weird thing, you know how, there was the Jungle Book being remade by Disney, and then at the same time, Andy Serkis was working on his one that became Mowgli.
Mowgli, yeah.
I think the same thing was happening here because Guillermo del Toro has been trying to get a Pinocchio made for ages, and because Pinocchio is out in the world, it's what's the term I'm looking for? It's it's copyright free essentially.
It's open source.
Open source, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Open source. No, but Disney were working, I believe, on a modern Pinocchio, but it was going to be focusing on Geppetto.
Right. Okay.
And they were wanting it was going to be Robert Downey Jr. as Geppetto.
Oh, okay.
And it was going to be the whole thing told from his point of view as opposed to Pinocchio's point of view.
So the interesting thing for me, as I say, is Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor as Jiminy Cricket. What voice will he put on? Because he was Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast, and he put on the really weird French accent for that.
I mean, I just hope he turns up and goes, "Hello there, General Kenobi." If that happens, then I think I'd be on board with the film.
Yeah, it's stop frame animation.
That's going to be cool.
That's going to be really cool.
And that gives Guillermo del Toro even more scope for being who he is, like what he does. I mean, we're talking like Pan's Labyrinth level, like what he did with like the puppetry and that and the makeup. So imagine there's no restriction on what a human body can look like or do.
Yeah. It's like going to be like the opening flashback of Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. Yeah, those sort of stop frame animation sequences were brilliant. They looked gorgeous. It's gonna have that kind of vibe to it. But Ewan McGregor, he ain't a bad actor. He's a good actor. He does good voices. We've heard him do voices in many things. One of his I really like Robots. He was really good in the animated film Robots.
Oh no, I love Ewan McGregor. I think ever since Shallow Grave, I've loved Ewan McGregor. Like I think that's me showing how old
Obi-Wan and the Doctor living together in a flat, covering up a murder.
Right? Shallow Grave's a great film, but everything he's done, I've always been a big fan of. Like even like I loved even though it's. I tend to just not enjoy Michael Bay movies, but even like The Island is ridiculous.
Oh wow, yeah, The Island. I forgot about The Island.
Totally ridiculous film. He's great.
Well, it's even the prequels, even if you don't like the prequels, most people still say, Ewan McGregor was good though. Ewan
McGregor has so well embodied that character. And played it with, and the thing is, I think what I really like about Ewan McGregor, and especially when it comes down to especially if you listen to the way he speaks about Obi-Wan Kenobi, but a lot of his acting roles is that he has this genuine love and joy of what he does, and he really gets into what he does, and he always seems to be really excited about doing it.
Yeah. Have you seen the deep fakes where they've put Ewan McGregor's face onto Alec Guinness's body for like so that it's the same scenes, but it's just Ewan McGregor's face.
Oh my god! I don't know if I want to see that.
It's good. It's really good.
Is it?
They look eerily similar, and you almost forget. It's like also there's a slightly off topic, but you see the deep fake where they put Robert Downey Jr. on Doc Brown and Tom Holland on Michael J. Fox. You kind of think, you know what? I don't want them to remake Back to the Future, but if they did it with Downey Jr. and Tom Holland, okay, I'm on board. Thanks again for listening, everyone. The link for the full podcast and all of our social media can be found in the description below, alongside our Patreon page information as well. Join us again next week for more Geekatorium.